I think we may have found our church here in Maine.
I think so.
So, we're at the North Manchester Meeting House, built in the late 1700s, and it's us. So it's the middle of the it's late afternoon, early evening on a day much like this. In God knows when, forgotten time. It's as myths go. This story goes. There was a construction worker, and
they were trying to build a road.
Right.
And there was this huge rock in the way, and they could not move it.
Nope.
Absolutely couldn't move it.
Right.
So the construction worker, who was probably a relative of John's, because of how smart he was, climbs on the rock. And the legend says that he cried out that he would sell his soul to the devil to move that rock. So, the next day, the rock was moved. And there was a weird footprint on it, and the construction worker was nowhere to be found.
Okay, so we haven't been chased out of here yet, which is a normal occurrence for us. Normally we give it like 15 minutes, and then the cops show up, and
something like that.
They're like, you crazy kids. But I was also kind of, wanting to maybe do some kind of summoning and.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh.
Like, let's not cry out to the devil. Let's just see the footprint.
Well, I was gonna be like, aha, I got your footprint, buddy. It's pretty cool. Any of these haunted legends are awesome. Gonna, place hands on the rock and see if we can get kicked out. So, good stuff, and let's just go do it here.
Okay. All right, let's get out of the car.
Okay, so, hi. So here we are, and we're gonna check this out. I'm gonna let Stacey take some looks here.
Yeah, so this is the cemetery, and supposedly it's in the wall of the cemetery. This is like a really old cemetery. Okay, so, this is it.
Yeah, so there's actually people just peeked out, which is, love that.
Well, here is the rock.
Yes, this is the rock. Not to be confused with Dwayne Johnson, not to be confused with any other rocks out there, but the Devil's Rock.
I assume this is the...
It's a big devil.
Devil has big feet.
Yes, he does. You know what that means. So, I mean, it's pretty cool as far as rocks go. Obviously, as far as legends go, it's much cooler.
Yes. I'm surprised that a church would use a rock that supposedly has a devil's footprint in a wall around their cemetery.
Well, if you remember correctly, we did a photo shoot for my band years ago.
Yeah.
At that church that had the hole blown out the side of it, and and because of an exorcism that happened during the church.
And it blew the
blew out the wall.
Okay then. Well, that was exciting.
So I will say, the camera turned off several times when we were trying to record this. We were going to record it in just one fell swoop, and it turned off several times. The camera just stopped recording on the phone that we're using. It doesn't make sense really.
Strange.
Stuff like that's just really weird, and I do have a strange feeling.
Do you think it's the rock, or do you think it's the cemetery? Because this is a pretty old cemetery.
It is, but you also have to go into just the energy that could be put into the place like this. Legend or not, sometimes legends become real.
That's true.
Just because of all the energy, like a Slender Man type thing.
All the people coming to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's I put my hand in the middle of that.
And did you feel anything?
Yeah, like I still am. Like I feel weird. I feel tingly. Do you want to go put your hand in it? I mean, I'll record you from right here.
I don't know if I would feel anything. Do you think I should?
Well, I mean, maybe we can
If
see.
I do, we should do it before those people keep peeking out of the out of the building.
Did you see them too?
No, but you said you saw them. So
Oh.
let me go look.
And this was the last time we ever heard from Stacey.
I don't know, it's a little strange. It's definitely a strange feeling around it. The foot thing's just very strange. Maybe it wasn't the devil, maybe it was Bigfoot.
I mean, it's more of a Bigfoot size. I mean, not that I've ever messed with the devil's foot.
No, that's true.
Not
That's
much
true.
of a foot person. So, you know, it's really cool. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Is the Huda folk tales. You know, the hidden people.
Yeah, well, they live in the rocks.
Right, they live in the rocks. Like, and they
Yeah.
want that you want that rock moved. Maybe it just, maybe it was just like, yeah, dude, we'll move it. We're gonna take you with us, though.
Yeah. There you go. There's a price for everything.
Yeah, but it's a pretty creepy looking gimmick here.
Maybe one night we'll come out here when it's dark.
Oh yeah.
You think it'd be creepier?
Well, it's always creepier in the dark.
Cemetery. So, all right. Well, there you go. Devil's Footprint, North Manchester Meeting House.
The North Manchester Meeting House.
Oh, well, apparently you can't go in after dusk.
Was that what it said?
It said no admittance after dusk.
Well, we're in Maine, so dusk is a really open interpretation.
Kind of a vague term.
Yeah. It's I mean, honestly, you can still see remnants of the sun pretty, but you can see here, I mean, the woods coming up here are,
Yeah, it's like at the end of this lonely road here.
yeah, so it's a pretty creepy little place here. I'm gonna actually open the moonroof here just to get the full ambiance of the deal. That way, if there's any like Mothman type things coming around, they can.
Anything chasing us away?
Oh yeah, they can just come right into the car. So yeah, just wanted to check it out. Wanted to bring you guys with us, and little creepy. I mean, the feeling. It was all fun and games until I touched it. Oh boy, isn't that the story of my life?
Exactly.
So now that Stacey and I have both touched it.
I mean, you got to do what the crowd does, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Just wanted to cover something strange that's been happening to my lovely wife. So Stacey, tell us what's been going on.
Okay, so for the last couple of weeks, I've had this weird thing going on, and I've been hearing this disembodied voice in the house. And the first time was in the living room. And I was sitting down, I was on the computer. John was gonna go over some evidence. We were kind of just settled in the living room. And John got up and left the room for a minute, so I was alone. And I heard a very distinct mama. And it was just a whisper. You know, it just went, mama. But I heard it very clearly.
Creepy.
And right after it happened, I sort of just sat still for a second, because that kind of thing happens in this house quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, we hear disembodied voices all the time. But about that time, John came walking back in the room, and he looked right at me, just took one look at me, and was like, what? What happened? What did you hear? You know, what's going on? So I told him what I heard, and so I went upstairs and checked on Ariana and to see, because I thought, well, maybe Ariana yelled for me, and I just heard it as a whisper. I don't know. She was in the bedroom, had the door closed, music playing, singing, playing Minecraft. You know, her usual. So it wasn't her. So, you know, I just sort of let it go. I don't really worry about these things too much until they happen, you know, more than once. So a couple days later, I was in the bedroom and I was cleaning up, making the bed. It was in the morning. John was at work and I heard it again. And it was exactly the same tone and the same cadence, same word, mama. Now, mama is what my kids call me. So that's what I answer to in the house. So whatever this was, it was trying to get my attention. It was saying mama in a whisper. And this time Ariana was asleep and John was gone. So I sort of just stood there for a minute and I was like, hello. Nothing else ever happened. So
Yeah, this has
just
happened
went
in
on.
the past though. And that's the real crazy thing about it, is it's happened in the past.
yes. So
And, you know.
the other day, we were all sleeping and it was the weekend. And we were kind of sleeping in because that is my absolute favorite thing to do on the weekends is sleep in. And so I woke up and it was about, I don't even know what time it was, we were sleeping in and everybody else was still asleep. And I thought, that's awesome. Everybody's still asleep. So I laid back down because I'm taking full advantage of that situation. And I had laid back down for maybe 10 minutes. I wasn't even asleep yet. And right beside the bed. And our bed's kind of, there's not a lot of space between the bed and the wall, just enough for the, and the side table. And that's my side. And right beside my side of the bed, I heard it again. And it was just very distinct, just a mama. And of course I woke up immediately because, it whispered at me while I was laying down. And I thought this time it might be Ariana, but she was asleep still. John was asleep. Everybody was asleep. So, 3 times for the same thing with the same voice.
Yeah, in the same
that's
week.
weird. Yeah, you got to kind of pay attention to that. Still don't know what it is. We haven't really investigated it. We are very weary about doing that kind of stuff in our own home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like to do it in our own place just because you might open a doorway, but we're going to take precautions and maybe look into this. And if we do, you guys will be part of that.
Yes. Just wanted to let everybody know. If this something's happened to you, leave us a comment. Let us know. Tell us what you did about it, and we'll go from there.
And remember to hit that subscribe button and keep up with us. Talk to you later.